Dr. Wasserman here from Title Chiropractic. Today, we are going to go over proper technique and form for kayaking for our article this month on paddle sports. So, paddle sports involves things like kayaking, paddleboarding, rowing, and canoeing. But for this specific video, we're going to go over specifically kayaking technique. So the first thing you want to know is you want your kayak properly configured for safety. So the two main things you want to look at are where the footholds are. You want your legs relatively straight. If they're bent too much, you're going to curl your back. You're going to cause some hip pain, some groin pain and tightness. So you want those legs almost all the way straight. You don't want them fully locked out because otherwise you won't be able to get enough support with each stroke press against them. So a lot of this technique comes from a strong core, a stable core, and having these footholds here helps you do that. The second thing we're going to look at is proper seat alignments. I get mine pretty tight. I want my back straight upright almost. If you're sitting back too much, you're really not going to be able to generate enough force to kayak properly, or you're going to be slumping or slouching and cause low back pain. So I would say my back on my seat is relatively quite straight. The next thing you want to look at is how you hold your paddle. You want to make sure you're not going to hit your fingers on the edge of the kayak. So about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider. And next is the stroke. So with each stroke, we don't want to have a lot of torso rotation. My chest is facing forward pretty much the entire time. And the strokes we're taking are about reaching as far as you can, just with the elbow straight. So the back stays where it is. Straightening the elbow is right about where that paddle enters the water. You don't want to be reaching forward too far, and you don't want to be digging down at too deep of an angle. So the hands are really just rotating like this. You want to make sure the paddle enters nice and straight. You don't want it like this. You don't want it like this. And also you want the short side. If your kayak paddle is shorter on one end than the other, you want the short end entering the water first. Another thing you want to keep in mind is you don't want to bring the shoulders up high and shrug the shoulders. This is going to cause a lot of neck pain and upper back pain. So keep those elbows down nice and low. Enter the water at a low angle and just drag the elbows down back to your sides. And that's proper kayaking technique.